Hello, welcome to Firing into Melee. I'm Patrick, and we are playing Sunless Sea. Last time, I believe we went out. We took a travel writer on some escapades with us, and we think. Well, I think that he's more than he seems. Strange murders seem to be cropping up whenever he's near, but. He wants to go to Khan's Heart, which is quite a distance away, so we may not be following that little quest line today. Instead, I want to head out and do some stuff to earn a bit of money, get us some echoes towards that new ship, so that we can do a bit more kind of high trading. Now, we're just checking our London. When we logged out, we were in the shipyard, so we're back in the shipyard. So let's go back to the story itself. Not got a lot of fuel, not got a lot of food, so that will probably be our first port of call. Although, there are some new stuff, so I'm going to have a look at some of that. So first of all, let's go to London. They wanted 3 port reports. I think we have that. Let's check. Yeah, we have 3. So we hand those in, we'll get some echoes. The Admiralty's picket fleets and intelligence networks are long gone. The survey office pays Z captains a small sum for recent information. So what have the nearly dead been up to up at Venderbite? 10 echoes. Well, we get some Admiralty's favour, which I think we can actually exchange for repairs and fuel, which is useful. Fuel is always useful. That hole's fine. The Cumian Canal. Well, if you've been there, I suppose we may as well hear about it. 5 echoes. Lovely. And Quaker's Haven. 5 echoes. But some more fuel, so. It didn't actually get as much money as I think it cost us to get there. But let's see if we can speak to a higher authority now. Survey 3 port reports. Isn't that what I just did? Maybe I need them to be active rather than having handed them in. Let's leave the Admiralty and let's visit the university because we now have that that we need. We got that from the tomb colonist. Oh yes, the university's maritime liaison whispers breathily. Oh yes, this is quite a tasty one. Let me explain it to you. She or he explains. Teeth glinting. So we got now Favours Antiquarian. The alarming scholar is mercurial, a creature of sudden moods and provoking teeth. Possibly her appointment as University Maritime Liaison was precautionary to keep his razor-sharp enthusiasm from causing too many injuries in the faculty. Ah yes, I have a budget for acquisitions. What have you bought me? Outlandish artifact. 100 echoes. We have something like that, but not very like that. Okay, well. That's enough to buy us some more fuel for the next trip. Let's not visit the Rose Market or Carras in Wolfstack Docks. We're okay for crew. Oh, a new recruit. Does somebody want to come on board? The Irrepressible Cannoneer. The Presbyterite Adventurous. Substantially increase our iron, or increase our iron and our veils. Well, our veils aren't very good. Yeah, 25, but our iron is 51, so let's take on board the woman who's going to up our veils. Okay. So that seems to be everything. Let's go back to our lodgings. I can't seem to get recent news. What's my terror? 27. Let's see. Reduced my terror by 1 point. That was useless. Oh well. Back to the rest of the city. Perhaps not. There was something I saw here. It seems to have disappeared. So let's see. Can we go in to the actual story? No, we need wine. We can buy wine here, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I want to get a better ship first. So, shops. Sorry about that. Let's bring ourselves back up to, let's say, 10 fuel. Make it 11. And let's say 8 supplies. That gives us 20 points of cargo space. And where are we going? We do have a mission, I think. Let's look at the journal. Objectives, here we are. Iron and Misery Company Funging Station. And we bought steam price. I say we look at the iron. We look for the Iron and Misery Funging Station. So that will be the mission for today. I'll see what we can see along the way. So, without further ado, oh no wait, a little bit of further ado, we need to actually put our gunnery officer in the gunnery officer position. Did that increase our iron by anything? Oh, it did, okay. Not a lot though. There we go. I'm going to keep the lamp on for this journey because we don't have a lot of terror. I'm guessing Iron and Misery is somewhere in this big black spot here. So I'm just going to ride straight east until we cross the line and then up, basically. See, it's places like this Bad Steveners Abyss, that really make me want a submarine. So we can head down there. Wow, I'm churning through fuel there. I think I'm just going to slow down a little bit. We can actually drop off some recent news with the light boat there, so I'm going to do that. Just because, you know, it means that we can get some more recent news when we head back to London, and next time we're by Hunter's Keep, up that way, because I haven't actually been to Hunter's Keep yet. But I know that you can use recent news there. Or shall I keep it for this trip? Yeah, I'm going to keep it for this trip. Change my mind. I'm fickle like that. So we're going to hit out on the Z-Bat. See what they say. Hunter's Keep, yeah. Some distance to the northwest. So let's mark that on the chart. That's there. Just around this little island. And up north. Oh, restless nights. In the watches of the night you pad softly past the hatch to the crew quarters. A man cries out softly in his sleep, desperately. Another. Let's ignore them. Lost one terror. I think it's best if something really, really scary is happening to ignore it. I think that's wise. You know, because nothing bad can come of ignoring a problem. Fed the crew. Up we go. Distant bells. I just wonder what that is. Just some kind of... yeah. I don't think any of it actually, you know, affects the game in any way. It's just random things that can happen on your log. Okay, let's go to Hunter's Keep. Let's just go straight up to the house. Hello! Knock and enter. A maid with smouldering topaz eyes shows you into the parlour where 3 young women wait. A visitor, the youngest cries. The next youngest chuckles. The eldest sighs. Do excuse the indecorum, she says. Visitors are rare. You are very welcome. I am Cynthia. The noisy one is Phoebe. The cheerful one is Lucy. You are in good time for lunch. Will you join us? Yes, I will. I will join... Lucy. Lucy leans over and whispers to you confidentially. A complex story about a butler, a pig, and an inheritance. You don't follow all the details of the plot, but somehow the pig ends up in an attic and the butler in a vicar's bed. Candles flicker, dishes enter and leave, and the wind butts gently at the window panes. By the time your plum pudding arrives, you're as cheerful as you've been in months. Okay. Bear with me 1 minute. Right. Time to leave. Time to get on up into the bleak, black area in the north and hope that there's an island there that we wanted to see. I doubt the battle will give us anything this close to Hunter's Keep. No islands, yeah. So, let's keep up there. Hope we don't run into any pirates, because pirates are a menace. I love the music in this game. Oh, here we are. Bats. Bats are also a menace. I'm not sure which is actually a worse menace. Bats die easy, at least. And we can eat bats, we can't eat pirates. You can speak to your officers, but we're not going to do that right now. These little bones are troublesome and the flesh a little gamey, but salt them well enough and they're quite edible. Let's eat some bat. You know. Breakfast of champions, that. Okay, I think we're just going to have to head a little bit further east. We've got plenty of fuel though, so let's not mind that. No islands. What's that then? If there's no islands, what is that right there? That thing. Look at it. It looks very islandy to me. This thing is not very fuel efficient. Ba-ding, ba-dang, ba-dung, ba-dang, dang, 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 dang. No islands. That's the noise that the sea bat makes in my head cannon. You can't stop it because it's my head cannon. If I turn off the lamp, I use less fuel. Work that out myself. Gain more terror though. It's got to be round here, yeah? I mean, there's got to be something up here. It's not a very big sea. Let's hit the accelerator. You can tell I'm a sailor, can't you? Let's hit the accelerator. Let's do a 3-point turn. Let's I can't really think of many car terms because I don't really drive either. I do know how, it's just can't afford a car. Okay. Well, I say can't afford a car, there's just not been ever a use for them. I live in the city. Anyway, this is not about my life, this is about the life of this guy, Captain Melee, Lord Melee, or whatever his name is. His name is Lord Melee, I know it said it there. I don't think we're finding this this station, it does not appear to be out here. Let's keep going. Nope. Not seeing anything. No islands within the Zebat's range. Quite far from London now. Ah, oh, that's a different thing. Here the wilder airs mingle with the airs of the near reaches. Demo's Gate, named for a navigator lost above. How did his bones come below? The glassy chop of dark water, the iron clatter of feet at the hatchway. No islands, again. There's a buoy. A buoy. But no islands. Keep sending out those bats. Batty batty bat bat. Bat 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 bat. Batty 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 bat bat bat. Oh, a baked breeze rises, the improbable scent of stone out of some distant desert. You are close to the salt lions. I'm just going to stop here. I'm guessing the salt lions have got to be kind of here. So I'm just going to sort of head south. But I'm also aware that I just saw a steam pinnacle. There they are. Now, if we got the cargo space and if we got the cash, both of which are maybes, we can actually earn quite a bit of money from the salt lines. So, knowing where they are is always a good idea. Let's keep factoring this in. We have a something awaits you in port as well. This little lantern here means that basically there is an extra story for us when we land. So let's have a look. The salt lions. Oh, look at that! Unlocked with 200 echoes, you have 193. Lovely. Let's compile a port report. Let's visit the unmakers. Fungal tisane and tea cakes. We get funding from the bazaar, it's true. But Station 4, I wouldn't call us Station 4, it's a little grandiose. The stones are stuffed with secrets, but most of them are used as garden statuary or occult ballast. Most of them, some go down to the places under the bazaar. More tea cakes. Sounds good to me. Okay, I want a tea cake now. Well, let's head back. Let's drop by... Oh. Let's learn how to steer the boat. Let's drop by Gator's Morn on the way back. Let's see if we can sell these port reports. And hopefully come back with more money. So that we can carry that Sphinx stone to London. I think it's a haul of 20 that they give you. I hope it's a haul of 20 because that's about as much cargo space as I can spare. Yeah. We know where Gator's Morn is, so we're just going to head back that way. That terror is really creeping up. I'm going to have to light the lamp. The terror of the Z is less here. Because we're near a buoy that nobody knows who put it there. And there's the weird seaweed. What's going on here? Gator's Morn. I'm guessing funding station must be down here then. I mean, we've got fuel if we want to try that trip. But if we don't get from it, then we won't have enough money for the Sphinx stone. Oh, it's decisions, decisions, decisions. I think it's best to play it safe in this early game, so let's just head to Gator's Morn. Chugga 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 chugga. A little engine going. That doesn't get irritating at all. Oh, there it is. Just oozing into port. These are always the most kind of impatient bits when you can see the port. You know, there's no peril. There's nothing is going to stop you getting there. Sorry. Nothing's going to stop you getting there, but you just have to just keep going. Okay. There we are. Docked. Gator's Morn. Introduce Blemigans. Collect your ill-gotten gains. Pirate's Pleasure. Interesting. Oh, let's overhear rumours of a pirate poet. I think we did that last time. I have, yeah. Lies, nonsense, glimmers. Some say she's a clayman who freed herself with the power of verse. Others insist she's the personal muse of the king with 100 hearts. Unlikely. One claims she sails on a living ship made of the still screaming skulls of her victims. More sober voices mutter that no, it's just an Alcaeus-class vessel. Whatever the truth, few have fought her and survived to tell the tale. Only the bravest of captains risk the lonely parts of the Z where her flag is said to fly. It'd be nice if we could, know what that part of the Z is. Let's 33% chance. Let's try it. No. Well, I got the port report. Lost a crew member. Alright. Perhaps not. And then let's head back to London. It's not a long trip. Let's just expend a little bit of fuel just to push us around these islands. And then we'll lower speed. Pirates. We might be able to get something from them, so let's keep... Yeah, they've seen us. Okay. Lamp lit, deck weapons up. And fire. And fire. And fire. Yeah. Compelling combat action here. Fire! Down he goes to see old Hob. Is it Davy Jones's locker down here? I mean, I think we're quite far south of Davy Jones's locker, aren't we? Loot and scuttle her. These pinnacles don't sail far from their hidden harbours, but here's something at the back of the hold. A cache of curiosities. Some sort of barrel. It's wine! Oh, but we can give that to the guy to ask how we can be immortal. That's useful. And onward we go. Back to London. Back to the fallen city. Making this sound more grandiose than it is. You can play Fallen London for free, and if you're interested, I'd advise it. Just have a bit of a play about. It's like this, but without the sailing. Really, there's lots of choosing which path to take in kind of little choose your own adventure style stories, and some of them are very, very good stories. So if you're interested in this style of very narrative gameplay, then yeah, I highly recommend it. Very, very good little game. Or this, just play this. Really, it's Fallen Thunder, but with sailing in it. There is actually, I've heard there's a new sequel to this coming out, which is set in space. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work, but I can assure you that I will be playing it, and most likely will be doing a Let's Play of that as well. The air trembles. A breath of change passes. I just realised what that means. It means that the lantern's up, so we can have a story next time we get to port. Well, you do get stories in Fallen London, so let's see what we can get when we get there. Again, it's that last bit of creep. Back to the docks. I wasted a lot of fuel on that journey for very little in terms of anything actually made. So that's wonderful. Let's dock. Collect our messages. Something's changing underneath. Someone wants to sign on. Okay. A little gift. Yeah, let's talk to him. Very fine evening to you, Captain. My what you might call mentor is very fond of adventurous Z captains, and he would like to offer you what you might call a dispensation, on account of he is so fond of Z captains. Behind the blind bruiser on the dock stands a dray piled high with fuel and supplies. Ooh. Let's inquire further. He runs a very fine and very liberal establishment just across the river, what is much patronised by sailors and by men of wit and vinegar, and public house, and there is no obligation to speak of. My patron would hope only that you might remember him kindly, and I suppose if the opportunity should arise for you to return his kindness, then I do not imagine he would refuse your offer. Alright. I think that this is going to lead me down the path of blackmail and ruin, but it wouldn't be fun if I didn't. So I'm going to accept the dispensation. Do make sure you have 15 points of space in the hold. Let's have a look at the hold. Yeah, I got 15 points of space in the hold. So, accept the dispensation. 10 fuel, 5 supplies. Banging. 1 menace suspicion. Oh, you rapscallion. This will increase as you conduct criminal activities. I just accepted a gift from a friend. Yeah. Hold. 21 out of 40. Merchant venturer. Well, that's worked out for me because it means that I don't have to buy any supplies or fuel back here. Probably going to bite me in the proverbial later on. Consider a specialist surgeon. Unlocked with 30 echoes. Yeah, go on. Let's have her. She comes with a bag full of knives and her own personal sharpening stone. Don't touch these. Don't let anyone else touch them. Alright, well, let's pop her in the spot. Always good to have a doctor on board. Okay, so... Have we got anything for the scholar? Nope. Have we got anything for the Admiralty? Pirate fleets. The Bazaar has always taken an interest in that place. 20 echoes for talking about the salt lines, and that gets us at 200 gold. This may not be. I may just have another quick trip out to the salt lines before we end this episode. I say a quick trip. It's not a long way. It's just round the corner, isn't it? Let's talk to the Dark Spectacle Dog. You're ushered into his office of Mansion's Pyre, a cramped room with a vast desk. He surveys you across that desk. Ah yes, the merchant captain of whom we hear such complicated things. He will purchase intelligence from us. Let's ask what he needs. Information. Visit a port and will be interested in the port report. Visit places of particular interest and will be interested in the strategic information you gain thereby. We will pay you well, don't worry. We understand you can't be expected to act entirely for the love of the Empire. What's left of it. Well, there's doesn't seem to be any mission. Yeah, I thought we'd already submitted the port reports. No, we don't need fuel, so we don't need any of that. Let's start the immortality quest. The Blind's Helmsman is a Wolfstack institution, a centuries-old pub held together by a crust of fry smoke and nautical mementos nailed to the walls. Nida's walls are basalt, but within them it's as close as paradise as a man can make. 1,000 fountains, the streets paved with gem slabs, and the air sweet with honeysuckle and orange groves. How does he know? Has he been there? One bottle and he loosens his waistcoat. A second and he loosens his tongue. No, I'd never been to Nada, not in the flesh at least, but I once tasted red honey and the memories of a man who had. I only saw fragments. An army at the walls, a breach, a rallying cry, liberty, equality, eternity. A third bottle. Where could you taste these memories for yourself? Go to the Isle of Cats. Talk to the cat's chiefest claw. Ask about the far-travelled notary. But if you're wise, you'll do like me. Use what you learn to get free drinks. Immortalities for gods and monsters. Well, let's go to the Isle of Cats. We haven't discovered that yet, so I think that will be a next time job. Along with finding Khan's heart and finding ourselves a submarine. We're kind of piling up missions at the moment, aren't we? But yeah. I've got the fuel. I've got enough crew to get by. I've got, like, gathering a cast of ne'er-do-wells. I think just going to make for the salt lines and back. And then it'll be the end of this session. This episode, this video, this Let's Play, whatever we're calling it. Not the end of this Let's Play, obviously there will be further installments, unless of course I get sunk on the way to the salt lines, in which case I will be dead, and probably play something else. That's my kind of mission statement for this, is play until I win, or until I die. Now, Sunless Sea has permadeath, but then you just get a new captain and you can like earn stuff from your original captain. In fact, there's stuff on the net which is really cool about how you can like use that for exploits to get yourself better ships in the early game, get yourself better weapons. But I don't want to do that. I'm doing this in Iron Man mode, as it were. I'm just going to keep this one captain alive for as long as possible. But when he dies, that's the end of it. That is the game. So on to the salt lines. I've got quite a lot of fuel. I'm gonna be a little bit. What's the word I'm looking for? Garrulous. Let's spend a bit more of that fuel than I need. Rightly. Besides, the faster we go, the less terror we accumulate, so that's useful. Sorry, I hit my table there. Oh. Crack pirates. Are they pirates who smuggle crack? Or are they just particularly good pirates? Or are they cracked pirates here in the Neath? They might be broken clay men or something. Who knows? I certainly don't. If you know, put it in the comments and I'll read it out next time. Or, you know, when I get round to it. Let's see what he's left us. Loot and scuttle her. Cache of curiosities. A stout crate. Crates, the source of sustenance, the fundamental element of cargo. A crate of fuel. How lovely. Well, that's useful. Yeah, I'm really going to burn some fuel now. Out to the salt lines, that's where we're going. It's just a bit annoying that Gators Moor's between us and the salt lines, because that's where the pirates live. So I mentioned pirates and a really ominous bit of music starts playing. Great, well Gators Moor, and you left that a bit late because we've already fought the pirates today. Of course there might be more hanging about. There'll probably be some more on the way back. I'm not going to try and compile a port report from Gators Moor. I don't want to lose another member of the crew. Maybe when my veils are higher I'll come here and start doing that more often, but I think I'm going to stick to safer shores when it comes to those old port reports in the future. Not far now. Three blind mice. Three blind mice. It does sound a lot like Three Blind Mice. See how they run, or Z how they run? I don't know why I did that. Oh, a baked breeze rise. Oh, hang on. Pirates. More pirates. They're launching flares. Oh, wow. The crawling stars. Eyes on the deck. The lookout shouts. Far above, the false stars in the cavern roof are shifting. A rare and ominous event. What now? Let's record the change and assign a name. You are unlucky. Pigs. It's always pigs. What's wrong with pigs? Never ask about pigs at Z. Okay, so against some terror. I am gonna... there's a full power option that I hadn't told you about. I've just used that there to escape from this corvette because I just realised it's a lot tougher than we are. Again? Let's keep our eyes on the deck this time. First officer, take that man's name, but they quieten soon enough. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to dock with the salt lions and... There we go. Let's carry 20 units of spare cargo space. How much have we got? Yeah, more than enough. Carry Sphinx Stone to London. I now have 20 Sphinx Stone. Let's compile a port report. And then let's visit the Unmakers. We've already done that, so I won't read it out, but we get some fragments, which fragments are like your XP. And you spend it by talking to your dudes here. And maybe that's a good idea, actually. How many secrets do we have? Got to be in the Gazetteer, right? Journal. No. Is it in the hold? Do we keep secrets in the hold? We do. No, recent news. That's recent. Some fragments. Tale of Terror. It's not in the journal, not in the office, it's not in the shops. Anything there? Let's talk to the Prosperous Adventuress. I have 2 secrets. Oh, and it can give you wounds. Spend a secret to improve your iron. Unless it's higher than its 100, it might hurt. Let's see what she says. Increase your hearts. Spend a secret to improve your hearts. Wow. But you need a lot of those. Invited to dine with you. Proposition her. Ooh. Let's invite her to dine with us. Precise bite sizes. The cooked flesh arrives still in its shell. From the claws, 8 legs, body and head, she renders a dozen neat bite-sized piles of shredded flesh, sutured with mushroom or pinned together with a needle of chiton. Perhaps she has missed her calling as a chef. She denies it. My mother was the child of a surgeon in the first city. You might say that knife work runs in the family. There's a wicked, quirkening smile at the corner of her mouth. Then there are the rumours about my father. She would deny there's any truth in those. Well, there we are. So now we can increase our hearts with her. Let's proposition her. No caresses. She undresses you and stands scowling at you, as if choosing whether to make an incision. Then fingertips and the point of her tongue. She is not exactly impatient, but determined and precise, and she knows exactly what will produce the most intense sensation. Your vision blackens, but she never quite goes too far. When you are too drained and dizzy to move, she gives you a smug look that you could possibly interpret as affection. You have begun an affair with a Claydrier. You have fraternised with one of your officers. And we lost 5 terror. Let's not ask about her father. We haven't got a strange catch anyway. And I won't increase my heart. I'm going to speak to Presbyterian Adventurous and increase my iron. Yep. Let's try it again. I got injured. Sorry about that. The Adventurous pulls down a sword and helps you bandage the gash. Still pain. The best teacher, eh? Oh, don't look at me like that. Right. Well, let's go home. And I can rest to regain that wound. I'm a little bit worried about that Alkeus cruiser just sat there. Oh, yeah, I'm very worried about it now. I'm just going to burn another full power. Now, occasionally that can cause damage, so you might see something funny as I attempt to escape and instead explode. But it seems to be working alright so far. And we slowed down. I think they're faster than us. That's annoying. But we do not have the ability to fight that yet. They're faster than us. Damn it. It's not like we don't have the fuel. Yeah, so another full power and that pulls us out. Now the problem is, once you've hit the full power switch, you can't slow down. So as you can see, I'm zipping around Gator's Morn like nobody's business. What's that? Well, it disappeared, whatever it was. Thought it might be a pirate. I think it was actually a kind of civilian ship. Oh, it might have been a ghost. Maybe it was a ghost. I don't know if there are ghosts in this game. I don't think I've read anything about it or I've encountered anyone who's talked about ghosts, but there probably are. Right, I'm going to cut down to the little light boat that's parked here because they, I think, will pay money for news. And I've got some news that's been sitting in my hold for ages, and you know, it's just a waste otherwise. I'm going to read these. Let's sell the book. 50 echoes. Don't know how we sold the book while we were at sea. I'm going to keep that. In fact, let's find out how to acquire a submarine. Travel to the southern coast, follow it east to find Port Carnelian. There you will learn how to convert your ship into a submarine. Be sure you're prepared for the journey. Okay. But we can't actually know how to use your submarine until we have a submarine. Maybe make that our next little adventure. Dock. Light ship. Well, we can buy fuel. But let's give them the recent news. Oh, it just loses terror. And it gives you a sea story. So a sea story is another tradable resource that we can... I think our friend the antiquarian will take sea stories. If not, you can use them to unlock things later on, like I think there's a book you can write if you have a nice enough house. Anyway, we're nearly home. Gonna dock up, sell that Sphinx stone, and that will be the end of this particular little adventure. As always, thanks for watching. Here we go. Collect messages from the Harbour Master. Oh, the Brine Bruiser, yeah, of course. Where does he want us to go? Mount Palmerston. Yeah, go on. Mount Palmerston's somewhere in the north. I don't think this little ship can actually make it, but let's see what happens. Anyway, Sphinx Stone. Deliver the Sphinx Stone that we have. Here we are. Deliver Sphinx Stone. 500 echoes, so not bad. We paid 200, we got 500. That's a 300 echo profit. That's pretty damn good. So, let's see if there's a new recruit there. The Genial Magician. Or the Tireless Mechanic. Let's go with the Tireless Mechanic because he increases fuel efficiency. That thing that we're really bad at. So let's pop him in the Chief Engineer slot. And yes, again, I'll do most of the upkeep at the start of the next voyage. So, from me, from Firing Into Melee, thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, like and subscribe. You know, if you give us the idea that people are enjoying and liking this, then we'll make more of it. You know, the more you like, the more you subscribe, the more we'll make, the more you'll see. So, yeah, I'm Patrick for Firing Into Melee, and once again, thank you very much. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.